Hi everyone. I wanted to tell you about one of my favorite books, A Gentleman in Moscow by Amor Towles. It was published in 2016 and is 462 pages. The story starts in 1922 Moscow. The Russian aristocracy has been overthrown and replaced by communism. We meet our main character, Count Alexander Rostov, who is on trial for what the author describes as being an unapologetic aristocrat and is sentenced to house arrest. Since he lost his home in the revolution, his current residence just happens to be the most luxurious hotel in Russia, the Metropole, located in the heart of Moscow near the Kremlin, theaters, and Red Square. So there's always a lot of activity and influential people that stay there that the Count interacts with. One of the themes I picked up on from the book was making the best of a bad situation. Throughout the story, the Count has a very positive attitude. At the beginning of the book, when the Count is escorted from the Kremlin back to the Metropole by soldiers, he is told he cannot live in his suite and has to live in a small room in the attic. And instead of complaining about it, he starts pointing out to the bellhops the furniture and belongings he wants brought up to the attic and starts fixing up the room. I kept waiting for the Count to start planning his escape, but he doesn't. He accepts his circumstances and makes the best of it. You might be wondering how interesting can a 400-page book about a former Russian aristocrat under house arrest be? And I'll admit it, at times I was wondering where the story was going, but this is where I give the author a lot of credit. It is so well written and the characters are so developed that you become invested in the story. This is one of those books where the last 50 to 100 pages, the pacing really picks up and the ending is so good it is worth the long read. But I'm not going to give any spoilers. You will have to read the book to find out what happens to the Count. I highly recommend this book, and I'm putting it in my top 5 favorite books. Amor Towles, on the off chance you are watching this, thank you for writing such a great book. Thanks everyone for watching, and subscribe for more book reviews.